Start the recording. You have to click the word "got it" to clear that box out of the way. And Michelle, I see you're here. Welcome. Your camera's off, just so you know.
Yes.
We'll get to business here. Sitting at the front edge of your chair. Mute. Okay. And people may wander in as we go. So I'll be, yeah, here's someone. But we start sitting at that front edge of the chair, finding the central pillar known as Zhongjung, central upright. Once we have that central upright in place, then we practice Chunwon, which is what I was talking with you, Maureen, about releasing the grab and hold in the body and allowing this, like sediment in a cup of water, over time settles down at the bottom. So we want to let that settling process go through our body, down through our legs, and in a sense, when we're sitting, it's going down through the chair. So the chair is acting almost like a tripod. We've got 1, 2, and then the chair 3 legs through which we are finding the ground, finding that settled state, Chunwon. And then the uprightness that we get to experience comes more from buoyancy or levity. They talk about it like separate gravity and levity. Whereas when we're holding tension in our body, it's almost like we're holding the gravity or holding that which is of the earth, that gravitational sturdiness. We're holding it in our body. And when we let it go and we release it through, what's left is levity, or that we allow the levity quality to be present in our body. And so here we have it, right? So we're sitting, we feel upright, but it's kind of effortless. It's not a whole bunch of work. That's good news. That helps our nervous system release. And with Parkinson's, you can't afford to have your nerves and your muscles be gripped and held. You have to be soft so that movement can happen fluidly and freely. And to assist with all of that, the breathing. So in the nose, filling up, holding it for a little bit, out the mouth when you're ready. All the way out. In the nose and out the mouth, breathing at your own rhythm. Even though there is an expansion with the inhale, when you exhale, don't allow it to slouch your posture. That's what happens a lot of times, is we inhale and our posture grows and gets nice and upright, but then we exhale and we kind of deflate. So this expand, but even when the breath is and the body is settling back in, consolidating, compressing, keep that idea that you have this pillar, this strong pillar that's undisturbed. Let's take about 8 more breaths. Now, our first movements help us to move all the various little moving parts and relationships in the body. Slide hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, look up, arch. And reverse. Slide hands forward past the knees, hollow your chest back, drop the head. Do it again. Slide hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, look up, arch. And forward. round. 3 more. Inhaling as you slide hands back and arch. Exhaling as you slide hands forward. Round. 2 more. And settle back to the middle, upright, and into rotations. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn the shoulders, turn the head right. And switch. Turn left. Turn back right. And turn left. Couple more on your own. Turning left, turning right. And then back to middle. Staying in the middle for a moment. Drop the arms alongside you. Shift the weight a little more to your right buttock. Side lean, and then lift your left wrist, left foot, float. And then change. Shift over to your left buttock, left arm reaching down, right wrist floating up, right foot float. Let the head tip and tilt. Change all the way across. And change again. Do that a couple more times on your own. And finish. And back to middle. Shoulders, shrug them both up, down. Shrug up, down. Arms are loose like cooked noodles, loose. Up, down. One more, up, down. Now, shoulder blades apart. When you do that, the chest has to hollow, the arms come a little bit in front. Then lift your shoulders up, stay lifted, go back with the shoulder blades, stay back as you slide down, and then come underneath. So you can hopefully see it from here through the shirt. Spreading apart, lifting up, going over top, down, under, up and over. Okay, so we got to loosen up this area that tends to get very glued, very stuck, stagnant. And reverse. Back, up, over, down, under, back, up, over, down. Two more. Yeah. Now bring your legs close together. Arms from the hips, lean a little bit forward, bring your arms in front of your knees. Notice how my hands are low. Then go out. Then lean back a little bit as the hands come in behind. They come in close, and then we go forward, around. Forward, leaning forward. Open and lean back. So we're training ourselves. Again, all these movements can be done in a state of complete ease. Completely relaxed. So we're training the body to move as one liquid whole. Let's go to level 2. Hands are forward and we lift. And then we go out, turn the palms forward, slide down the back, under. Closing, stay closed. Opening, stay open. Looks great, everybody. Closing, stay closed. Open, stay open. Now level 3, we go close, stay closed, and keep lifting, lifting. Keep lifting as you open. And then be open all the way down, all the way under. And forward, up. Open. One more. And relax here in neutral. Then lean back a little bit. Arms go back a little and out. Now we keep the hands low. Lean forward. Sweep the hands around in front. Then swing the hands back alongside the body as you lean back a little bit. Hands go out. Rock forward. The hands sweep around forward. Loose shoulders. Loose arms. Feel this open quality that then circles to a closed quality. Open, close, open, close, open. Level 2, open, lift, staying open, close, stay closed as you come down. Under, open, lift, close, down, under, open, lift, close, down. Level 3, open, lift, keep lifting as you come forward, leaning forward in the body, down. So again, we're leaning back a little, coming up, leaning forward, down, under, back, up, forward. One more. And neutral position. Bend your elbows. Elbows out and up. Down. Around in front, squeeze. Down, out and up. Down, around and in. Again. Now, elbows straight back. As they go back, feel this opening here and the squeezing of all that musculature up in the back of the arms, shoulders, upper back. Now go elbows down, forward with the elbows. The hands go over the shoulders. And then as your elbows go up, your hands can go down your back from your neck towards your middle back. And then elbows forward, down, and behind you. Elbows down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. Again. One more. Now, elbows down, elbows out. Left hand high, right hand low, cross. Hug. Bear hug your own body. Hug. And open. Switch. Hug. Open. Switch. Open. Switch. Open. And down, out in front, 90-degree at the elbow. Turn your palms down, up, down, up. And then palms facing up, hands out, elbows stay in, opening here and unfolding, opening this whole space. Then hands come in, elbows go out and around in front. So the elbows went from where they are here to all the way in front of the body. That causes a folding, a hollowing, and internal rotation. Then open, unfolding, and hands come in, elbows go out and around. And again. So the key is, what happened, the mistake people make with this one is, this is fine. They come to here and then they go like this. But notice when I do this, nothing is changing here. So that's why I'm always saying elbows out and around. So Art, if you can get those elbows, really push them out and around, that forces that change, right? A sort of hunching of the back, a hollowing of the front. And then we get the change all the way back. So that's what we're trying to induce, is these open, unfold, and then closed, folded, and the elbows have to go around in front. There, good. That's the effort you want to make there. Let's do two more of those. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Elbows. Inhaling. Exhaling. And open. Now, from this open position, go big stance. Comfortable but big with the feet. Get those knees apart. Left hand up, over. The body has to kind of turn and lean a little as you reach over and touch palm to palm. And then reverse. Come up and back to here. Right hand up, over the rainbow, and down. This right groin area has to open. The side body is stretching. There's a little bit of a twist in there as well. And then here. Up and over. Down. Up and back. And again. A few more each side. And back to middle. Both arms up, cross, turn the palms down, let the arms fall between your legs, separate. So they're released completely. Completely. And notice I'm a little bit forward, I'm folded, I'm closed here, right? Then cross, lift, open, bring the arms down the outside. So notice how there's that change in my posture. I was here, now I'm here. And so that's the movement. Up, over, cross, turn palms down, let them fall between and separate. Cross, lift, up, open, down to the sides. Up and over, cross, turn palms, they fall between and separate. And again, open. A few more. Cross, so this is called folded and closed, unfolded, open. Two more on your own. See if you can just figure it out. And from here, bring the hands in close, bring the legs back to hip distance. Wrists. So remember, the first exercise with the wrist is just making sure it's the wrist that's moving. Because a lot of times when I show this, people are moving their fingers or doing something with their hands, and they're not just finding that pivot of the wrist. So wrist, wrist. But eventually you can add this gathering into the monkey paw. So notice it's not the crane beak, it's not a fist. It's this gathered state so that as you come over the top, you're really opening all the little spaces inside the hand bones. And then you're also able to, as you come underneath, notice the wrists are very folded. Then I unfold the wrist and totally open the hands. Turning over top. The wrist has to fold, as well as then you gather those fingers over to open all the spaces in the carpal bones. And then out. Rotate, fold, gather, through. So it's this opening and closing, this yinning and yanging that heals the body. This changing to and fro, in and out, closed, open. Now reverse. Come under and closed, and then it opens, and then it goes back to close, and then it's open. And that washes and pumps and flushes the stagnation, sort of like irrigating the areas. And it also, the brain and nerves have to be present to make this happen. So we're also network connecting this whole body. And then just relax, shake. Scoot back in your chair. Sit nice and stable. Bring right knee up, right heel draws in, and then push. Read, load, and then set that foot down. We'll do that again. Load, push, with the other leg though. And then load again, down. Load, push, load, down. Load, push, load, down. Load, push, load, down. And straighten the right leg out, point foot, flex foot. Invert, evert, tilt the foot in, out, in, out. Circles. And reverse circle. And down. Other leg, straighten it out, point foot, flex foot. Invert, evert, tilt, tilt. tilt, and tilt. Circles. Reverse. And down. Once again, scoot all the way forward on your chair. Step your feet a little wider than hip distance. Lift the toes up off the floor, turning on the heels. Turn your toes in, your knees in, internally rotating at the hips. And then lift your toes, externally rotating. And internally rotating. External. Internal. External. 2 more. And then back to neutral. Feet to hip distance, hands on thighs, fold at the hips, turn on the hands, elbows come around, bowing forward. And then sit vertical, arms to neutral, leaning back a little bit in the chair so that you're opening the hip hinge crease. Back to vertical, so it's about 90 degrees. Then we go to an acute angle, closing that angle at the hip crease, elbows sweep around, come around as the hands turn on the hands. And then sitting up, so you're back to that 90-degree hip crease. And then go to an obtuse angle, a little open, a little further. And then vertical, 90 through 90, fold. And then up, leaning back. So that same movement, except now with wide stance. Turn on those hands to the dragon arm position. Bowing between the legs, between the arms, and then up. Arms come to neutral, leaning slightly back, again, from the hips. Sitting up, turning on those hands, elbows are out, bow. And up, lean. One more, dragon takes a bow. Right into the dragon stirs the sea. So come up, leaning to your right from the hips. From the hips. Bowing forward from the hips. Elbows flare out. The dragon stirs the sea with its tail. Stay to the left and go all the way back. Stay back as you come around. Stirring the sea with your tail. Bow to the right. Sweep to the left. Stay to the left as you come up and around. One more, stirring that sea. As you finish that one and you come all the way up and around, then just switch directions. Go over to the left and bow. Come across, up, around. One more. And as you finish, come settle to the middle. Bring your legs back to hip distance. Arms hang by your side. Wings. Roll the palms up. Reach up. So now from this, the shoulder blade on the back, that's how we reach a little higher. So try to reach that arm, your right arm, higher. And it's from the shoulder blade and this space here, all in this area. The shoulder blade does a little upward rotation. And then when you settle it back, the shoulder blade settles back to neutral rotation. And then left arm, a little more upward rotation, reaching, and settle it. And then right arm, reach, and settle. Left arm, reach, and settle. Right arm, reach, Settle, left arm, reach. Settle. Now both arms at the same time. Reach, 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 reach. And then out. And let them float. Float. Relax. Then arms. Turn palms to face each other. They go forward. Right? Forward. Keep a forward reach the whole time as you come straight up and turn it into a back bend. Lift the chest, chin, look up. Imagine you're on a high dive and you're getting ready to dive up and over the top. You got to get that level of up and over to turn this into a nice, healthy back bend. And forward. Down. Now, hands on your legs, chin down, forward, up, forward. So this is level. Then we're looking straight down and lifting back up to level and looking up and back to level, down, level and up, level, down, up. Now bring the head to level, turn back to the middle, turn left and middle, right, middle and left, middle. Continue. One more each. And then back to middle. Now, this one's very important. Chin forward. So as I push the chin forward, you can let the body kind of go with it. See how far out you can take it. And just notice this closes this area. So we're reaching out. And then bring the chin back. Keep the chin down and keep going back. And you kind of let your body lean back a little bit. And notice how that opens this space. And then we go middle, forward, middle, back with chin down. Middle, forward, middle, back with chin down. Two more. Back, chin down, back, back, back. One more time. Forward. Keep going. Forward, more forward. And then back. And then that should help you find middle. Central pillar right down through. Then tip the head to the right a little bit. Middle. Left a little bit. Right. Middle. More. Each one, maybe you go a little further as the tissue warms and opens. And back middle. And then finishing with the circle, the head just a little bit to the right, head back, chin goes up. All right, so notice how my chin is up, my head is to the right, my chin is up. I keep my chin up as I take the head over to the left, and then I keep my head to the left as I drop the chin down. Now the chin down means the head is forward, so stay forward, chin down as you roll the head over to the right. Then stay to the right as you lift the chin up, which is the head going back. Then stay to the back as you tip the head from right to left. Then stay to the left as you tip the head forward. Stay forward as you roll to the right. Stay to the right as you lift the chin. Stay back as you come around. Stay left as you bow forward. Let's do a few more. You can let the size of the circle be just perfect. That could be really small if you're feeling very, very stiff, or it could become quite large. And if you hear the little sand and grit, little crunchies, that's a good sign. A lot of that sound is good. You're not hurting yourself. You're breaking up that tension, that grip, that hold. Places where these neck muscles have just become sort of frozen in place. We're breaking that up and letting it get more fluid. Now, the next time you're back with the chin up, just switch direction. Come over to the right, chin down. Under, over to the left, chin up, head back. Stay back as you go from left to right. Stay to the right as you drop forward. Stay forward as you go to the left. Stay left. Just continue. Meaning this awareness of subtlety, control, and opening up the circular and spiral relationships that our joints and tissues are supposed to have, rather than these other kinds that we have where they're just held on to, or we're only using like part of the range. Really, and the brain, again, the brain is experiencing this movement and getting lit up. You're awakening certain control center areas. And then as you finish your next time around, just hang the head in front. Let it stay in front for a moment. Try to release all tension. And then, like there's a string tied to the very top of the head, and someone's pulling that string up towards the sky. Bring your head right to level with the chin slightly down so that you're not overdoing it. The back of the neck is open. And here we are. And then let's just close this chair practice by wings, roll, folding over top. This is a gathering, consolidating, organizing, settling. The hands settle down right to belly button level. Pausing there, because this is where they say, and I would say I have to agree after this long, practicing, there's something special here. There's something about this being our middle, our reservoir, our battery, you could say, but also the center from which, like our center of gravity, the center from which we move and find balance and all of that. All right, standing up and sitting down here. So bring your feet back a little bit underneath, arms loose and hanging, very relaxed. Now, before we stand up, just do this little foot pitter patter and just notice your body weight is going through the chair to the floor. That's what's holding you up right now. Your feet aren't doing very much. They're doing a little bit, but not much. Now, as we fold at the hips, we got to let the arms and shoulders and head get in front of the ankle. That's the trick. So if you get here, then you can pour the weight out of your chair. Now it's going, instead of through the chair, through the legs to the earth. And then just root down. And when you come up, resist the urge to go like this. Let yourself be relaxed. Let everything hang. You don't have to hold this body up. In fact, the more you don't hold the body up, the less you hold it up, the more levity you'll experience, the more empty, buoyant freedom of movement you'll find. So let the weight stay through the feet into the earth as you fold, sit, find the chair with your buttocks. Your weight is still going through the legs, and then only when you decide do you let the weight now go through the chair again and your feet are empty. And then again, fold, pour the weight out of the chair down through your legs to the earth. Now it's in the earth through your legs, and you just stand up. And I was talking about this with Maureen. She was sharing an issue she had getting out of bed, reaching for something with her hand to find stability. She was looking for the wall or looking for the windowsill, right? And where we need to look for our stability is down in the ground. So if you get up in the middle of the night and you kick your legs over and you sit on the side of the bed for a moment, rather than lurching up and trying to get to where you're going using your arms, take a second. Let the legs, you might even give them a little slack. Wake up, maybe pitter-patter your feet, and then fold and rise. So now you're connected to the ground. Now if you want to grab a walker or a cane or reach for something, you can, but you have to have your ground first. Otherwise, you're overcommitting and you can find yourself in big trouble. Fold. Now, don't sit in the chair, just squat. Hang these loose arms and use this to get down. See if you can touch your shins, touch your ankles, touch your toes, maybe even touch the floor. And then rise all the way up to standing. Tall, but again, not because you're holding yourself up, but because you're releasing the entire body. So there's levity. They call it qingling. Fold at the hips, sink, and then just rise all the way up. So we're not sitting in the chair now, we're just squatting, just sitting and rise, sitting and rise, squatting and rise. Loose as can be. All right, and into our Tai Chi. So now we're standing. Rising hands. Hands go forward and up. Keep a spacious quality here in the chest. So we're not compressed like this. It's open. There's, again, room for this levity, this buoyancy. Then the hands go through this little change of position, and we sweep down. Let the hands go behind you a little bit. Again, swinging from this little shoulder gate, and then rise. There's this natural, like water, flow. Behind. Again. Rise. Flow. And it's the easiest place to work on this quality that we want through the limb, all the way to the fingertips. Each round, looser. Each time you come down, have more relaxation through the area, have more interior real estate. Oh, so that perhaps the movement feels like you can execute it with less of whatever you were using before. Less effort, less force. Right. Now, low cradle. Hands scoop right in front. Open. Hands go through that little flow change and down. Under, right in front. Again, open. Change. Now, embrace the moon. Wings. Right hand turn palm up. It comes over top. Left hand sweeps under. High, low. Then they come meet in the middle. Separate. Around. Long way round. Wrapping. And they come and consolidate in the middle. And then they go from that consolidated to expanding all the way around. Open, go out to the wings, down. Now come up in front, all the way up under the chin. Turn the hands, and then this is just this softening, settling, letting the knees bend a little bit, but we're not squatting. When you come up, you straighten the legs, locking the knees, bring the hands all the way up, mainly so that we can practice settling, softening. The names of these two energies, or the expression of the chi expressing itself as pung, or rising, and an, settle. Like fire, how fire's nature is always to be up. So sometimes that's appropriate. And also it's very appropriate to be on, like water, how water settles and finds the low. Now, bring your hands up in front of your chest. Pull your elbows back a bit. Turn your palms forward. And then let's express forward, known as G. As you express forward through the fingertips, keep on, keep settled down, and keep that low back kind of stably where it is, rather than getting out in front like this. Keep this centered feeling and fully extend. So you really open up the shoulders, open up the back. Then turn the hands, bring them in. Elbows a little behind, turn your palms forward, push. Stay with on and keeping that low back kind of stable in back, and then push. Full extension. Stay long as you turn those hands around. Bring it back. Push. Turn. Back. Now, just your left hand turn. Push. As that left hand extends, notice there should be a natural rotation that happens. Allow for that natural rotation. Turn the left hand to face the body. Turn your right hand to face forward. One draw. One push. Now there's a little turn the other way. Turn right, left. One draw, one push. Change hand. One draw, one push. Hands. So we've awakened now that rotating pivot, but we're standing on both of our legs at this point. Now, both hands back, both hands release down. Lateral change. Change your weight only to your right leg so your left foot is not being used. And then change. So now it's your left leg that's being used and your right foot not being used. Notice that that's not how I'm doing it. Makes it look super casual, right? I'm just like that. But for most people, it's not easy because there's this trepidation to really and truly and completely let the weight get through and totally take this, let this job go, this leg go on vacation, right? Make this one do its job. This is on vacation. And then change. So the more casual, the better when you do this. Just this softening. And also notice that I'm changing leg to leg, but there's very little side leaning in this case. It's all about the down, sitting down through it, sitting down through it. Now, change the weight to the left, turn from that middle pivot that we just found a moment ago. Brush knee, sweep leg. Then the hands turn so they're facing the other way. Now change the weight to the right leg with that casual quality. Turn from your middle pivot. And then after you turn from the middle pivot, just let those hands sweep on through. And then turn the hands around. So we're going change to the left, turn, brush knee, sweep leg. And then let those hands turn as we shift and turn and brush and sweep. And so you might notice as you practice, especially if you're focused on loosening up, being more relaxed with the movement will start to, you could say, separate, right? The hands don't stay right with each other, but yet they're still related, right? Like you can see with mine, I'm going like a 1 and then a 2, like it's trailing behind, which is different than me being very, very held together like this, which is where we started. The small movement, but this loosening up is really important, and then that becomes the swirl of the stream. Loose and long and round. Long reach through that one limb, and then it comes in. And then the other one goes around, like we're swirling a big circle in the water out in front of us. And then as that continues to open up in the back, now we go to the bear, swats the fish. The hand floats up, across, and it falls as this hand floats and sweep it across. Chain. Bear, swatting the high jumping fish, reach way up high. And this one helps us with this idea of, even though I'm reaching way up here, you want to keep the on quality, that softness that gives us the groundedness. So that even if I'm reaching to literally the maximum of my reach, I'm not uprooting myself. And the only way to do that is by being elastic, by being flexible, soft and supple. Right, this big reach. And then let's go into the brush knee and push. So it's a little more sophistication. Wing, roll, fold. Now we're shifting, turning, brush, push, right? Together, that's brush and push. And they go long. So this is like that push we were doing earlier where we don't go with the arms. We stay where we are and let them go long and then return in. And then it's shifting leg, turning from middle pivot, and then let them go. Let those limbs extend, even though you don't get pulled with them. Stay where you are, and then roll, fold, load. And then we're shifting, we're turning, we're brushing, we're pushing, and just allowing throughness all the way to the end. Roll, fold. Shifting and turning, and brushing and pushing. The ends. And then they come back through. So the more we practice with this soft but thorough, so that means we're putting a little effort in there, but the effort is in the direction of softening. We're trying to open up these places that are glued and stuck. We're trying to loosen up places that are jammed. Right? Then we start to yield the results that we're looking for. Now, both hands down. Change your weight to your left leg. Turn your right foot out just 5 degrees or less or more, whatever, right? But a little bit of a turnout. Change the weight to that leg. Lift the heel of your right foot and put the toe out in front. So again, it's here. Not here. So don't let that happen. Empty. Now bring this empty foot back, heels touching, toes turned out. Change the weight. Once this foot is empty, it should be able to float out and just touch like a little dragonfly landing on the water, right? This little touch. And then bring it back, change. Once it's empty, it should be able to float and land like that little dragonfly. And then come back. Change. Now, left hand down, bend right elbow. So this is that golden rooster. Bring the right foot back, change, right hand goes down, left elbow bend, fingers point up. Left foot empty, floats out in front. When you step back, nothing changes in the hands so that we can practice simultaneity. As you shift, hands change places and the foot arrives. Bring the right foot back. Nothing changes. Change everything. Again, when you bring the foot back, nothing changes, not even the body weight. So it's an empty foot coming back. And then it's change weight, hands change. Boom. Bring the foot back, nothing changes. So very often when I say nothing changes, people go, or they do something. They go like this, right? So really pay attention to that point of foot. And then 1, 2, and 3 together. So that's what helps us find this middle mechanism from which everything is controlled and changed, is that we're not going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separately. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, everything together, together, together. Bring the foot back, nothing changes. Everything. And wash your paws. Back to middle. Now a little rocking back and opening. Rocking a little bit forward, hands sweep around and out in front. Rock back as if you're bringing something in the upper level, the mouth, down through the central channel to the belly. Tai Chi squat. Back up. And again. Rocking a little bit back and opening, lifting. Rocking forward, wrapping, closing. Rocking back, hands coming in the upper. Rock to the middle, hands settle to the middle. Hips go back a little bit. Sink. Back up to standing, last one. Rock. 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 Middle. Wings, roll, hold, settle, belly button level, hands at that level, and then seal. 1, 2. And then Taoist bow. That creates that little symbol there. Thank you, everybody. Find your comfortable, safe seat. If there are any final questions, we can chat for a moment.
Do you coordinate breathing with all these